Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, living in the diaspora is one thing and coming back is quite another and can often prove to be a challenge with all the high expectations that come with and Mwaura returning. Diaspora, after living in the Florida for about 4 years, here's how she's settling in the country. Take a look.
Yeah.
Fine. Name?
Yes.
Job title?
Yes.
Experience right here before you left.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it, just for the introduction.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Sasa.
And the state that you went to and stuff so that we dive into it.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right. I'm Mwaura. I'm a TV presenter, a radio presenter, and an actress. I actually started acting in the University of Tampa, but before that, I lived in Kenya with my family. I loved it. I mean, I went to school with 66 nationalities. So going to America was new, but it wasn't something I was terrified of.
Okay. Now you get to the United States. This is a new environment for you, definitely a new experience and all that. What was the first culture shock experience that you had?
Culture shock is a funny thing in America because everything is bigger in America. From products to, I mean, like I was used to a packet of crisps being this size, and now this is a small, or Coca-Cola, this is a small, and now this is everything just was bigger with more options. That was a very big culture shock. The accents as well was a big culture shock because the first time I sounded different. And I realized a lot of people would call me the black friend, and that was the first time I also realized, oh, I'm black. I think that was a very big culture shock I never expected.
Okay, now, as you all know, relationships are a big part of life. Like people want to meet, people want to have friends. What was the experience making new friends out there, starting from scratch?
Starting from scratch was difficult making new friends because one, I left on my mom's birthday by myself. Literally, I packed my own bags, everything, and I was gone. Right, and I was gonna go for 4 years. So starting to make friends was now so new because there was no Kenyans. There was no Kenyans in my entire university. I went to 2 different universities. So we had an introduction week where you kind of get thrown in all together and all the new international kids are told make friends. It took me about like a month to now make the solid friends who I still have today.
Okay. Yeah. Now, in your earlier answer, you mentioned something about being a black friend.
Yes.
Is somebody would definitely take this as a racist kind of like fun. Did you ever at one point experience racism?
Every day, almost every day. Yes, I had racism was thrown at me almost every single day. I was in the South. I'm in Florida. Racism is just.
Any particular experience?
It's like eating breakfast.
Any particular experience?
Yeah, it depends on even black people can be racist as well as Indians or any other color, right? So you'd have maybe black people being like, "Why do you act so white?" Or they would say things that are derogatory to you because they feel like it's okay. Whereas white people are just crazy with their racism. Like I was in Walmart once, and I was with my partner at the time who was white. And a woman literally came and started screaming the N-word at me and yelling at my partner saying, how will your parents allow this? Like, this is wrong, this is not right. Yeah.
All right, now let's get to the interesting part. Food is a big thing.
Yes.
Food is definitely a big thing, and when you're changing environments, your taste buds have to adapt to the new food. What is the one food that you'd be like, you know what, I'm going to be here for the next 4 years, I'll definitely miss this, and how did you make your taste bud get used to the white people's food? Like,
we should probably start with American food. It's like sucking a plastic bag. An apple tastes the same as meat. Like they all taste the same genre, unless it's real. So if you don't get organic, then you're really just go suck a plastic bag at this point. The one food I missed when I got to America was anything that was real. That's another culture shock you have. Your stomach has to adjust to. It's very high processed. Like you have ads saying, "I can't believe this is real cheese," or "I can't believe this is real butter." Yeah. Then you start asking, "But what was it before?" Like, so what is it meant to be? Yeah. So that was the culture shock of my body changing to that. But the food I miss all the time is this place called Panda Express. Yeah. So their Asian food, their Asian culture there is really strong. And if you get really good Asian food, it just knocks it out the park.
All right. Yeah. Now, one of the biggest reasons as to why people relocate is because of better opportunities, better job opportunities to be specific, and you went there to study, and I believe this is one of the reasons you actually sent out there to study, because your folks might have believed that this was a better opportunity for you to survive outside here. Tell us about your campus stay, and after finishing school, what was your job hunting experience?
Okay, so that stuff, I definitely feel a lot of parents think that you come to school here, then you send them abroad and everything's gonna get better. I think that creates a bigger problem in Kenya, number one, because you don't have people really wanting to come back. So when we get into the job part, it's gonna make sense. So my campus experience was very simple. I could barely work as an international student, and then as an African student, you can barely work. So you literally either have to do jobs under the table, if we're being very honest, like writing papers for people, or some people do exams for people, some people waitress under the table. So I waitressed. I got very lucky that my boss was an immigrant, so he knew that we can make money. So getting that kind of work ethic in you during university and work and stay makes a huge difference, just having that extra pocket money, because as fast as it is to make money in America, it's so fast for it to go. Like, it's twice as high, and you have people, like I've been saying, I've been working since I was 16, saving since I was 16. I went to 2 different universities, so public and private are 2 different things as well. Public university was 350 people in a class at one time to 400, sometimes even like 600 depending, whereas a private we had 6 people max. Like, that was it, that was all that was allowed. So you could definitely see a big difference on how they catered to where you're going to go in life. So after finishing university, I did a lot of odd jobs, like anything I could get my hands on, online writing, anything I could do. I was like, I'm just going to get this extra little bit of money and just kind of get this experience. I'm fine with it. So when I came back to Kenya, I just thought the doors would open. I was like, what? I've come from America. Come on, I've spent 4 years.
All right.